alone, living a fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top of the memories.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is our second episode of Girl Talk and we are wearing our pink pajamas. I really hope that y'all can get into it. I'm also going to be doing this makeup look throughout the video. This is going to be kind of a little bit of a story time as to what I had going on during my token black woman phase. Yes, unfortunately I was a token black woman. This is before I realized that I was one, and what happened to me during that time frame. I did come across an old memory from my Snapchat where I was talking about this topic and how it came up in the first place, which led me to write my blog article, which I will leave in the description below. So today we're going to go a little bit more in depth about what a token black woman is, and I'm just going to give you a little inside scoop to my life and tell you what happened with me. So buckle in. I hope you are excited for a small ride. I'm not going to say a wild ride, but y'all know how racism gets, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more girl talks like these, as well as the other videos that I offer. Let's go ahead and jump into the clips that I found from my memories, and then from there, we'll go into our topic. Let's head into it. Okay, so I just want to address something really quick. It's nothing too serious, but I had a person call today. She was going to be a new patient with us. And she was like, hey, like, she was really sweet. She was like, do you guys have any black doctors? And I had to sit there and be like, no. And then I had to resist the urge to be like, I'm the only black person in this facility. And then I just got to thinking, how are we supposed to get more black people, like young black women, into the healthcare field if they don't see any current black representation now? You know how hard it is to find black people in healthcare, let alone black women? So to say that, it's just like, dang, and like to think about how I'm the only one in here, it's not embarrassing because I'm proud. You know, black people have to work 10 times as hard just to get the same thing. Anyways, I'm not like mad about it or anything, but it's just something to think about. There isn't a lot of black representation for younger women in the healthcare field, and I feel like there should be more of that. I feel like there shouldn't be that token black person be like, hey, like diversity. No, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of odd to me. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty of, as you can guess by the title, the token black woman. What is it like to be the token black woman from an insider perspective? Because yes, unfortunately, I do have experience here. Irritating. We are gonna do our makeup like we did in the last video using some new products I found at Target. So I got the Halo Glow powder filter just because I have been needing a pressed powder that's closer to my skin tone, because y'all know I do love my Laura Mercier. Then I also got a new foundation, which is just the Soft Glam foundation by e.l.f. That is in the shade 32 medium neutral. And I also refilled my e.l.f. camo concealer, but I did get it in a shade more close to my skin tone. I'm using Tan Sand. Usually I use medium neutral and medium warm, but this should help cover up the circles or like the definition, because I have like sunken eyes. I don't know if that's the word for it. Okay, so with the first clip, the first point that I made is that a black woman called in and was like, hey, do you have any black doctors? First of all, the answer was no. That in itself is crazy. But again, that's another topic for another day. We're not even gonna touch that, okay? But I said I had to resist the urge to tell her that I was the only black person there. And the thing is, there were other black people there at the beginning. Well, there was one other black person there at the beginning. They hired her at the same time as me, and they ran her out just as quickly for the same reasons that I left. So I also brought up the fact that there's not a lot of black representation in the medical field, and it can be a bit discouraging to know that you're going into a field where not a lot of black people exist, let alone black women. And I get it. I was sitting there working in that facility. Granted, I was just a receptionist at the time. It was still odd that I was the only one. I have my reasons for that. So there is not a lot of black representation specifically with this facility. I knew that as well, but it was just discouraging to have somebody ask for a specific person, a specific type of person, a black person, and I was not able to provide. And then it just made me think, like, outside of the box, really. This is just such a small portion of the big picture that we live in. And it made me think about myself, because I was like, there's no way that I'm the only Black person in here. I knew it, I was aware of it, but now I was like hyper aware of it, and I was picking up on things that I wasn't picking up on before, which leads me into this blog post and this video. So let's go ahead and get our makeup started and start diving into our topic for real this time. All right, y'all, we are back with the eyebrows done. So our question is, what is a token? In my blog, I just took out a little excerpt for you, and it's the term token is used to describe something that is done with very little effort and only to give the appearance that an effort is being made. Ooh. Being the token Black woman, you're literally only there because you're required to be there by some party, something. Somebody said, you don't have enough diversity, go ahead and get that. And I'm just talking about in jobs. This can also apply to friend groups. This can apply to team extracurriculars. It can apply to anywhere in life. Second definition states that a token is someone included in a group only to prevent criticism that people of a particular kind are being unfairly left out. So back to what I was saying when it comes to there being an obligation. A token Black person is chosen to express diversity in a space where diversity is not wanted. They've made it clear that's not what they wanted. They set a standard, and then someone came in and said, this is a little odd, you guys. Maybe you should do something about it. And now here goes the token. That's where you come in. Well, hopefully it's not you. Oh my gosh. Because it was me, and I didn't even realize it at the time, which is so freaking sad. It's mainly done out of force or obligation, like I stated. When done out of obligation, it gives a disingenuous feel to the cause, making Black women feel unwanted and less likely to want to engage in those spaces. If you see that you're not welcome in a space, you're obviously going to steer clear. Why would you want to go be somewhere and participate in something where you're not wanted? I wouldn't want to take part in that. It's not giving tea. It's not giving you want me there. Like, I want to be where I'm wanted. I can take a hint. Thank you. The goal is to steer away individuals who do not fit with the preset agenda away. If they sit there and make it so uncomfortable for you, you're not going to want to be there anyways. They had you there and then you left, and now they can tell people, oh yeah, they just didn't really like it here. I don't know why. Like, you know, you were never meant to be there in the first place. You were only there out of obligation. Well, I wrote, when the word token is placed in front of Black women, it highlights how we are often not valued for our skills or contributions, but rather this color of our skin. So we can be as qualified as we want to be to work in that position. We could have everything we need to do. We can have all of the degrees. We can have the experience. We can have the social skills. We can have literally everything. And they will say no to you because you are Black. The only reason that you get in is also because you're Black. They have to save face. They have to save themselves. So that leads me into my next point, or sorry, my next question really. What does the token Black woman look like? In this part of the video, I'm going to give you guys my story. I'm going to tell you about my experience from top to bottom, okay? Some of the things in this video are going to be shocking. Some of the things in this video are going to be things that you have heard before. You know, racism comes in all different shapes and sizes. So yes, I do want to read you an excerpt from my blog first, which is, many may have not noticed, but companies often try to find a Black individual who aligns with their existing culture. They tend to choose someone who fits the whitest version of Black identity, making it easier for them to maintain their original agenda. So in my case, I was working at this job back in 2021. So from that clip is from the same time in the same facility. So I said they tend to choose to find someone who fits the whitest version. At that time in my life, I was the whitest version of a Black person you could find. If it was something country and southern to do, I was out there doing it. I wanted to go mudding. I wanted to shoot guns. You know, I was wearing my Ariat boots. I got 2 pairs of boots. I was at Morgan Wallen concerts. Well, I went to a Morgan Wallen concert. You know, I was just out. I was hanging out with a lot of country guys at the time. And that was just my vibe. That was my aesthetic. And I was having the time of my life. It wasn't just me, it was my sister too. I was living the life, okay? I was around a lot of non-POC at the time. So I fit their stereotype. Well, not their stereotype. I fit what they would be looking for, because y'all, I did not fit the black stereotype. And if you're looking for a token black person, you're not going to pick a sexy red to sit in a doctor's office. You know, they're going to go out and they're going to find who's a good example of a white black person. You're not going to go get someone they deem as ghetto, you know, for lack of a better term. They're going to go get somebody who walks, talks, and acts just like them. They just happen to have a different skin color than you do. So let me just show you guys some pictures of what I looked like at that time so that you can understand what the vibe was, okay? So in this specific picture, I've got the Columbia hat on. I've got the Simply Southern, you know, it's summertime. You know, I got me my blonde wig on. I was tea, okay? At the time, like, I was still cute during the time, okay? But I also knew that I was black. I didn't just dump myself into these kind of things just because I wanted to be like non-POC. That was never the case. Ever, ever, ever the case. Did I like doing the things that they like to do? Yes, of course I did. But that painted me in a light that others were more comfortable with. I want you guys to know that this is what I was doing at the time. And that's why others were so comfortable in my presence. To the point where they got a little too comfortable. Okay, so this next picture, guys, I was in deep, okay? I was in deep. It's so funny to look back on now because I do not dress like that. But like, this was me going out to have lunch with my friends. What? I'm sitting outside a patio at Mod Pizza and I've got my Ariat boots on, my Tracy's jeans, my Simply Southern, that belt $50. Like, what? I've got on my Columbia hat, a bracelet stack, and my freaking sporty watch band. Like, I don't have any words. What the heck? Okay, so now that y'all get the vibe of what I was doing, you can see why those people are like, oh, this is a great choice. Oh my goodness, we love her. Let me get into the story time, okay? So basically, I had a friend from when I was in middle school, okay? And she was like, hey, are you looking for a job? And I was like, oh my goodness, yes. I've been dying to get out of Sonic. Let me see what she's talking about. So she's like, yeah, I work at this doctor's office and we're looking for some new hires. They asked me if I knew anybody and I recommended you. You know, I knew that you were in nursing school. You had a little bit of a medical background. I thought you'd be a good fit. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please, thank you. She hooked me up with an interview. Now, this practice is very tight-knit, very, very, very tight-knit. And I don't want to give away too many details because this is a private practice and this was run by people who knew each other very, very well. I don't want to start anything online because it's in the past. It's old now. No, I'm not friends with this girl anymore. So, before I come in for the interview, this is like a couple days before, she slips up while I'm at her house and she tells me that black applicants get a black dot placed on their application before they come in so that the so that the owner knows who's black when they come in the office, okay? He is thoroughly shocked by me when I come in and I'm sitting in the chair. Y'all should have seen the look on his face, okay? This man was like, you know, because I'm sitting here, I got my blouse on, my nice dress pants, I was wearing sandals, but I look good, you know, I had me a nice Michael Kors bag. Like, I was doing the thing, okay? I just don't think that I was what he expected at the time, and I get that. But you stereotyped us all, that's why you didn't know. But yes, I saw that black dot on my application with my own eyes, okay? So I was stunned, but I was like, I'm really trying to get out of Sonic. So I'm gonna pick the lesser of two evils here. Am I gonna have to deal with racism? Yeah. But I was like, I'll be okay because my friend works here and she's got hookups, you know, all over the place. Like, I'll be good, I'll be good. I end up getting the job because of course. So I stayed at this job for a couple of months. Well, yeah, I didn't make it a whole year, but at the time I was there maybe like 3-4 months. And there was another black girl who worked there and was hired around the same time as I was. I think we started like on the same day. Real cool girl. Me and her clicked fast. I don't know what it is with me and older black women, but I'm gonna click with them every single time. I just think they're so cool. But I was talking to her and she was just telling me about the racism that she was experiencing. And I was like, yo, what the? Hold on. Because I didn't get all that. I did not get all that. She was darker than me, and she was older than me, and she didn't have the hookup that I had through my friend. She was truly in there as a random black person to them, you know? I liked her. I valued her. I thought she was, well, I'm not gonna say she was great at her work, but I really think she probably is really great at her work, but I think she was slacking off because of the way that they were treating her. So I'm not gonna bash her and say that she wasn't doing anything, because girl, I liked her. She was mad cool. I kept in contact with her for a little while, even after she left the job. But yeah, she was getting treatment that I was not getting. Basically, she was supposed to get a promotion because somebody was supposed to be stepping down at the time. They ended up keeping their position for a little while and not giving this girl a position, even after she was told that she was gonna get it. Like, they started training her for it and everything. Didn't get it. I don't know exactly why they did that to her. If they knew they weren't gonna, well, not they weren't gonna keep her, but if they knew they didn't want her to have the position. It was very, very odd. So that was my first, like, what the, I don't really like that. And I'm always on your side when it comes to racism, because I don't do that unfair treatment. Like, let's not even get into that. Like, eventually she leaves the job for the same reasons that I ended up leaving. And then I'm the only one left. They have nowhere else to target their racism but towards me. So then things start getting a little weird. They get a little too comfortable with me. At this point, I was at the facility for a couple months, and things started getting fishy. I had a lot going on in my life at the time, and then it didn't help that things were getting a bit worse at work. Worse, not necessarily in terms of racism, but worse because the employees were not getting along. There was a time that one of the practitioners threw a folder at the boss's face, or sorry, at my boss's face. There were a lot of arguments between this one receptionist and this same practitioner. There were some things going on between the medical assistants, how some of them weren't showing up to work, how some of them were treating patients, how they weren't doing their job how they were supposed to be. It was a lot going on at the time. And then on top of that, I was having issues with my friend, to the point where I just didn't want to be friends with her anymore. I really just think that we had outgrown each other. And when I tried to explain that to her, she just hit me with the okay. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess. I'm getting off topic, but this is my life, and these are details that happen. Anyways, there was a lot going on there, and I just didn't want to participate in any of it, because I was like, how did I leave one toxic job and go straight to another one? There's no way that I keep putting myself in this situation. It'll be so good up until a certain point, and then it's like, this is how we really are, guys. Welcome to the show. Like, okay, this is not what I signed up for. So anyway, before I move on to my next point, you get the gist as to why I was allowed in there. You saw how I looked, what I was bringing to the table. I was smart. I'm not gonna lie, I was smart. And I was very, very, very good at my job. I caught on very quickly to the things that they were teaching me. This blending brush sucks. What the heck? This thing is so awful. Granted, I think it's from Temu. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really do think that it's from Temu. But I don't know where my other eyeshadow brushes are, so we're just gonna roll with this one. And Kendra doesn't do eyeshadow, so if it looks like Dookie, I'm sorry. I am using this Morphe palette though. Morphe 35T. And this is the shade Tempting Hue. I'm just doing this to add a little color to the makeup, a little color. Girl, it's brown. Okay, I guess I'm just stalling for time at this point. I was not having the time of my life when they sat there and realized that I was not like them. You can't sit there and you can't say what you want to say. You can't act how you want to act. You can't do the things that you normally do, because now you have a black person in your presence. But girl, they was odd. They were odd. I'm just gonna jump into the end of the story, because this is the juiciest part of it. How is the token black woman treated? I wrote an excerpt for you in my blog, and it states, when I was 20, I worked for a small primary care facility. A friend who worked there recommended me for the job and put in a good word. During the interview process, she inadvertently revealed that the owner of the practice would place a black dot on resumes of black applicants, signaling their race to him. This mark often determined whether a person was called in for an interview or hired. I did briefly mention this earlier in the video, but I was appalled. I was like, there's no way that this is okay. I knew that it was happening, but they didn't hire anybody for a while, anybody that wasn't white for a while. So I kind of just like forgot about it outside of myself because I knew it happened to me, but I mean, I made it in the door, I had the job, I was making the money, I wasn't too worried about it at the time. I really just needed a job that was not Sonic. So down the line, very, very, very close to me leaving this job. Actually, it is the reason that I left the job. This black woman came in for an interview. She was older, maybe like mid-50s, early 60s, and she was very kind. She came in, she did her interview, and the new manager and the old manager got together at the two desks next to me, and they laughed at that woman. So the new manager, she came in and she was like, I think she's a great fit, you know, she's perfect. And the old manager looked her dead in the face and said, yeah, but she's not gonna get the job. And the new manager said, why? 'Cause she's black? And the old manager said, yeah. This conversation happened right in front of me. I heard it with my own two ears. It's not speculation. This happened. And I knew that it was true because I myself had a black dot on my application. And I bawled crying for that woman. I had to take a 15-minute break. Never have, in my time of working there, did I ever take a 15-minute break. But I was heartbroken. That sweet elderly woman who was just looking for a job came in, did her best during her interview. She was a great candidate. The new manager who interviewed her said so herself. And yet she was still told no, not because she didn't qualify, but because she was black. I bawled, cried. I called my parents and I was like, there's no way this just happened right in front of me. No way. That sweet elderly woman was turned away for no other reason than the fact that she was black. And I'm going to keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. They also already had their token black woman. Why would we get another token black woman when we already have one? Insert Boo Boo the Fool. You don't need another one. You only need one to fill the quota. Why, oh why would we want...
Be nice. I'm finding it.
Why would we want another? Why would we want another one? We don't need another one. She's good. Like, she's good. She does her work well. We filled our quota. Nothing else is needed. Nothing else is necessary here. Send that lady packing. Broke my heart. I said, fine then. Since y'all don't want black people here, I will leave. I will gladly leave. I started applying that day and I went on about my life. That was my breaking point. That's when I realized I can't stay here because you were comfortable enough to have that conversation in front of me. You were comfortable enough with turning that person away. It's complacency. You were okay with it happening as long as it wasn't happening to you. Mind you, I worked in a facility full of white people who were married or dating black men. The new boss was married to a black man. The medical assistant only dated and messed with black men. The friend of mine that I had was dating a black man, and another medical assistant was married to a black man. The fact that 3 people working in that office knew about what was going on with those black applicants and still allowing black people to come in and interview, still allow them to come in and interview and subject themselves to that is insane. You never called out the boss for it. You didn't see anything wrong with it because it wasn't happening to you. It never happened to you. That is ridiculous. That's just one thing that I noticed. I also had personal attacks. They were microaggressions for sure. But I noticed it and I called it out and I was told that I was being feisty, you know, or having an opinion about this disgusting behavior. But when another person puffed up, you know, about her dealings in the facility, she was, you know, she was cool. She was fine. You know, she was really like, or no, I wasn't called feisty. I was told I was doing too much. Sorry, she was called feisty. I misread that. And there is proof of that. If I can find it, I will insert it in the video. She was called feisty. And I was told that I was doing too much and I needed to chill out. because basically I'm not allowed to have feelings, you know, that just fills the angry black woman quota, you know, like, oh, like I'm just doing entirely too much being here. I'm just really living the dream, right? No, it was so freaking annoying. Oh my goodness. 2 girls graduated from the same high school, working the same position, reacting the same way. One of us is angry and one of us is feisty. Anyways, the boss, who was the owner of the practice and requested that black dots be placed on the application, he liked me. He definitely took a different kind of liking to me. He would like talk to me more. I remember this one time, oh my goodness, he gave me a card and it was so weird. It was like a card with like a $50 gift card attached to it, and he wrote a note in it, and at first I thought it was sweet, and then I was like, you're only giving this to me. It was something that happened. I think I had got back from vacation, or I had just put in my 2 weeks. No, he didn't talk to me after I put in my 2 weeks notice. It was something that happened, and he gave me this card. He set it on my desk, and at first I was like, thank you. And then I just felt really weird and off about it because it came at a time where it just felt like, oh, what's the word? It was very odd timing for whatever had just happened. And so I didn't feel comfortable taking it, and I returned it to him. I placed it on his desk, and he came back up to me and he was like, why did you give this back? And I was like, I really don't think that this was given truly out the kindness of your heart. I think it was given as maybe like a bribe or something to keep me here, or because you feel bad for something that you said to me. I don't want it. He was like, no, I insist that you take it. You know, you're a great employee, what, yada, yada, yada. The great employee in question, he literally walked up to me one day and he said, and I quote, "You're smarter than I thought you were. Why did you think I wasn't smart? I've been working here for months. I do an incredibly good job. You called me aside specifically, personally, so that I can bring your patients back. I don't get it. Do you like me or do you not? You want to like me, but you can't because I'm black. That's sad. You're smarter than I thought you were. What are you talking about? Like, I don't have the same brain as everybody else. There may just be a little bit more information in it than the person next to me. That's crazy, and it's racist. It is a microaggression, and it was disgusting that you felt comfortable enough with me to say that to my face. There was another thing that he said to me one day that I was incredibly disgusted with, but unfortunately I did not document it, so I don't have it. There was also a time where we had a meeting after work one day, or sorry, on our lunch break one day, and he was talking about some new equipment we were going to get. It was like some laser. And he's talking, mind you, I'm only the black person in the room. I'm the only one. He said that this equipment works on all skin colors. And I was like, what? Because this was a musculoskeletal device. It's meant to work under the skin. It should work on anybody, despite their skin color. So the fact that you picked that apart and set it to the group was insane. And then the old boss at the time, she looked at me to see how I was going to react. And then he looked at her to see how she was reacting to how I was reacting. I saw them exchange looks, and then they looked at me like, you know what you just said. That's proof that you know what you just said, and you wanted to see if I was going to react, and I didn't. I did not react. I didn't say anything at all. But I caught it. I was listening, and you're weird. You're weird. Why would it not work? It's a musculoskeletal laser that's supposed to work under the skin, under it. Like, they try to use these microaggressions to push me out of the facility. Eventually it did work, but it took me a bit longer because I didn't catch on to it beforehand. Also, I liked that job. The job itself, it was cool. It was chill. You know, I was good at it. Everyone told me I was good at it. They said I had a great customer service voice, you know, great phone etiquette. Like, I was quick and efficient. I was just black. So I did pull up receipts for you guys, and I will put them on the screen. Some of the stuff will be blanked out because I don't want to give out any information regarding the practice, relative location, anything like that. But this is from March 25th of 2022. It's not showing, but it's March 25th of 2022. And then the second screenshot is from March 28th of 2022. So I worked from October of 21 into April of 22. So this is just me talking about, they were holding meetings about scheduling patients. Like, they would hold meetings about the minor things like scheduling. you know, and errors within the team. I get that, cool, whatever, but they wouldn't hold meetings about racism. So at this time that this was taken, the day before, I had a racist patient. So this facility had racist patients. They knew they had racist patients, and they were just like, hey, don't have this patient interact with somebody else. So I encountered a woman one day, and I was working the second desk, the checkout desk, and she came in and she said, is there anyone else that I can speak to? And I was like, no, ma'am, I'm the person in charge at this desk. I can help you. What's your issue? She was like, you're not going to understand me. And I was like, what is there not to understand? You know, there's no language barrier. I've been here for quite a while now, and I'm good with scheduling. Like, that's my job. You're not going to understand me. You're not going to understand me. You're not going to understand me. Like, at this point, she's getting mad because I'm like, girl, I don't get what I can't help you with that somebody else can. And then it clicked. It's not that I can't help you. It's that you don't want me to help you. Oh, say less. But I was not backing down. If you want help, if you want assistance, you go through me. Otherwise, you leave. There is no other option. My new manager and my friend was standing at the other desk behind me the whole time this is going on. And they watched this happen. No one came to my defense. No one stood up for me. No one told that woman to leave. Nothing. I was on my own, and I was being watched. Like I was thrown in the lion's den. And I was like, there's no way. We can hold meetings about stupid stuff, but we can't hold meetings about what to do when a person is being singled out for being black. Got it. So that's what my first screenshot was referring to. The second screenshot I stated earlier was from March 28th. This is the day that I just decided to air out everybody's business because I was sick and tired of it and I was quitting anyways. Didn't matter. So I was getting rude messages from that same provider that had thrown the folder at the old boss's face. She just did not like that I used like certain abbreviations, but nobody cared when a certain medical assistant used those same abbreviations. They were medical abbreviations, mind you, but she did not like that. She caused a complete scene, fussed out my friend at the time. She fussed out another manager. She just did not like it for whatever reason. She was always very, very, very rude and dismissive to me. There was a lot of fetishization, I cannot say that word, of black counterparts. They got comfortable and told me that they have all said the N-word at one point in time. I don't know why you felt comfortable saying that to me, but okay, I guess, whatever. They said that it was not derogatory unless you mean it in that way. What? I don't think that that's how that works, I fear. Anyways, they would talk about me in front of me. Mind you, they talked about me before I even had a chance to interview for the job, talking about she doesn't have any medical experience. I don't even know why she's here. Okay. And you just got certified to be a medical assistant. Yeah. Anyways, it was a lot going on that I was not a fan of. And then I also have the video when I was talking about the laser. Oh, no way. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, I saw a hack that James Charles did. Okay, I'm gonna just wait. That's just the treatment that I endured. I'm not sure how it was for black employees that were there prior to me, if there were any, and I'm not sure how it was after, because I did go in after the fact to speak to my provider, who was a person of color, who ended up not working there much longer after. They alienated her bad. That's just how the treatment went. I didn't realize that I was in so deep until it was too late. But once I realized that I was in so deep, thank you, James Charles, for this hack that got it right off my eye. Once I realized that I was in so deep, it was time for me to go. There was no way in HE double hockey sticks that I was staying there. Why would I subject myself to hate? There's no way. Get somebody else to do it, because I'm not. To wrap this up, if you feel that you are the token black woman, do not let companies take advantage of you just because they think they know who you are. You are an incredible individual who deserves recognition for your efforts and hard work. Jobs may come and go, but your dignity is yours forever. Protect it and allow space for the right opportunities to find you. See, with me, I was so eager and so ready to get up out of my current job that I was willing to take anything. Unfortunately, that's how I ended up in the situation that I was in. It's not a place that you want to be. It's not something that you want to subject yourself to. But just because you did doesn't mean that you can't learn from it. It doesn't mean that you can't move forward with your life. It doesn't mean that you are any less. It does not dictate anything about you. People's hate does not determine who you are. Point blank, period. That applies everywhere in life. There's going to be racism. There's going to be hate. But I'm here to tell you that you just have to keep doing what you've been doing. Keep applying yourself. Keep getting additional qualifications. Keep learning more. Keep putting your best foot forward and keep showing people that you are not the stereotype that they think that you are. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. My camera died, so I had to take a second to charge the battery because my genius tail has not bought a second battery for my camera yet. Anyways, to finish out the video, I literally finished the makeup off camera as well because the battery only gets so much life. But I was just telling you guys to continue doing what you're doing. Keep your head held high. The racism is going to come. The attacks are going to come. That's just what comes with being amazing, beautiful, thoughtful, smart, talented individual who is not going to let the weight of the world bring her down and keep her from doing the things that she had set out to do. You have dreams, you have plans, you have ambitions. A little bit of racism is not going to stop it. Does it suck? Yes. But what you do when you come out of those situations or when you're placed in those situations is up to you. You can keep your head high and you can walk and you can continue to do your thing, or you can let it affect you and it can keep you from doing what needs to be done. I like option one. That's what I did. Now look at us. We're on YouTube, guys. We're on YouTube. We are finally at 25 subscribers as well. How exciting is that? Thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, find a space that is for you because they do exist. It didn't take me long to find a job where I was actually valued and appreciated. Do not let anyone use your skin color to make themselves feel superior or to fill a quota. If you feel that you're about to be the token, snatch yourself right on up out of there because it's not even worth it. Don't even get involved in that because I promise you it is a mess. And it's about to get even messier the second you step up in there. I found my space not long after I left that practice. I say not long. It was a couple years later, but I did end up finding myself in a position with a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, kind, loving, caring boss. Candace, if you're watching this, hi, love you. Anyways, just find that space because you guys will find that person. You will find that job. It'll make you happy. It's out there. It's out there. Don't take it because you feel like you have to. Don't take it to get out of a position that you're in. It's not worth it. Do not be the token like I was. If that's what you like, go for it. You know, if you were like me, if you are like me, who is into things that don't fit the black stereotype, keep doing that. Do not let people steer you away. Do not let this video steer you away from doing the things that you love. Just find the space that you're welcome in. Truly, authentically, not because they feel like they need to have a black person there. That is all for the video today. I hope you enjoyed. If this was helpful, if this shed some light on a situation you didn't know much, if anything about, drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. But also, please like, comment, and subscribe. I am a small creator trying to build her channel. If you like what you see here, I will continue to come out with girl talk videos, as well as our more serious sit-down biblical talks. Sometimes I do vlogs just because they're fun and I feel like it lightens up the channel. If this is your vibe, please subscribe, stay a while. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment a brown heart emoji. I just want to see who's watching it all to the end. You know, engage. I love to see who's here. I want to hear more. Please click the link in the description for my blog. I know I haven't updated there, and I know I said like 2 weeks ago that I was going to update that blog. I have not done it yet. I'm going to get around to do it. I haven't been writing. I've been mainly focusing on my YouTube channel. It'll get done eventually, I promise. But if you are interested in reading the other articles that I have up there, as well as this week's Token Black Girl article, please take a look. Hope that you enjoyed this video and that you come back to see more next week. I drop new videos every single Friday. I try to drop it at 8 a.m. If it doesn't come out right at 8 a.m., it will be up sometime on Friday. So just be on the lookout, subscribe. If you're feeling froggy, hit the bell for notifications for when the video goes up. Thank you for being here. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy helping in some way, shape, or form. I'm just grateful. Thank you guys, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.